Hey guys, it is iVisonix, and today I have a new video. And over the past several years, I have seen all sorts of countless codes. I've seen malware, I've seen tools, I've seen everything under the sun. And one of the things that I've noticed from a lot of people, especially like a lot of people who claim that they're hackers or crazies, etc., they will usually fall into the habit of what I like to call skid code, which is not even like real code. It's like copy paste, and they don't even give like credit where credit is due. They'll just run it to run it, and they'll run it to basically have the what I'm going to refer to as the dopamine hit. So hopefully today with this video, this tutorial, maybe I can help you get rid of these habits and possibly make you into a better and more ethical developer as well. So first of all, with this first problem right here, I want you to try and figure out what's wrong with this code, and then I'm going to try and go through everything and how to fix it. Okay, time's up. If you said that that this right here is unsafe, you would be correct. And here's why. The reason why this is unsafe is because, well, first of all, we're using a while true loop, and second of all, anytime I see a loop that is going to set up a thread and run it, you're going to kill and murder your computer's resources. Alright? There are caps invented for a reason. And I think it's just BS for you to write code like this. So the way you would fix this code is you actually can use a better system. I'm gonna fix this. There is something called a thread pool executor, and it is designed for dealing with this problem specifically. So now you will be able to have, I'm gonna throw this in. You should be using this constantly, so that if you're importing from another module, this module does not run that specific piece of code. So I guess that's also the second solution here. So you could also use a context manager, and on top of that you could also specify the number of workers you want. Just know that it does cap to 32, and that is intentional. And that is to prevent your computer from completely murdering itself. But now if I want to, run my function and maybe like, I don't know, maybe I have a list of different things I want to send off. Now you can. This is an option. Now this is much better than, let's just say, going in and doing whatever I had over here. In fact, let's get rid of that. Now, if for some reason this is too slow, you could always subclass the thread pool executor to get rid of this cap right here. I'm not going to stop you. This is an idea. And that is if you have the resource power for it, or for some reason, you're able to get your hands on a quantum computer. It is likely you could, which is why I'm bringing that up. So I want to throw out that you can subclass this if it's too slow. Another thing you can do is get rid of your synchronous code. Like, you could seriously make your code run extremely fast using async IO, especially if your code is going to be network heavy. So like here I can swap to IO HTTP. We can get rid of we can say right here, like, I want to, you know, I'm gonna do this for whatever, but try getting into the habit of writing type hints too. I see this with a lot of shit code on the internet. They usually skip out on type hinting. And type hinting will help you correct your mistakes. Like this, for example. Like, now you can run like a client session, and there's a bunch of like cool things you can do right here. In fact, I'm a contributor of AO HTTP, which is why you should use it, because I'm making fixes to it. And because I'm currently helping maintain some of its pieces. But like now, I'm gonna say that the ellipsis is a URL, even though it's actually not. It's just that I'm putting down that you shouldn't be DDoSing anybody, and I am not responsible if you do so. But like, there's also a context manager for a response. You could then read the response, and then boom, you're done. Another thing too I see a lot of times too is that people will opt out and use like globals. Now, globals are good for synchronous code, but I don't recommend using like shitloads of them. And nor do I recommend passing something like this between threads either. It's going to murder the resources of your computer, and it's going to kill the slowness of your threads entirely. So stop writing code like this. If the resources, or if you're trying to find something faster than using a thread pool executor, I did happen to invent a new library that combines threading and the thread pool executor called aiothreading, which has been out for more than a year now, which I wrote to be better than using I don't have it, but AO multiprocess was made years ago. But this was designed by me as a median. And now if we use aiothreading, we will see that we can use a thread pool of our own. Know that the type hints on here are not correct. I am working on fixing this eventually. I am going to try and figure out if we can, maybe I'll, you know what I'm thinking? I think we'll make a new library for deprecated class init functions. That'll be interesting, I think. But anyways, back to the video. If you're trying to make your scripts run faster, then use async IO with threading. It should work even on like lower level systems, such as like your Raspberry Pi that probably has like one core. But I guess the main takeaway here is that you can turn your crappy code into a powerhouse by just making simple changes and tweaking your code. But with that being said, I do have a second example, which is going to probably be the last example. So in this code, we take an input where there's a number and a second number, and we get an answer. The glaring problem here, skids will often use inputs. They do not resort to a command line. They choose to open it. I'm telling you right now, it is a bad habit to get into. If you're going to open a script and you want to click on it, I'm going to just recommend you write a user interface or a GUI. It's not that hard to learn. And I'm going to say that I am GUI or PY GUI or heck, even Dear PY GUI is going to be your best choice if you're trying to learn. Now, tk-enter is optional, I would say. But most of the time, you're going to want something smooth. And you're going to want something, quick and dirty. And from my perspective, I'm not a design expert. So, the way you can fix this problem right here is you can use, like, argparse, or, in my case, I'm going to use typer because it's the easiest. Because I like it, it's smooth, it just wraps everything around pretty well. The best part is that the same person who wrote Fast API wrote this, and it's a wrapper around another library called Click, and Click is another option as well. But if you want, if you want to be quick and dirty, use this. So now I can, like I said before, type hints are your best friends. Use them. It is available on every Python version that is not end of life currently, which would be 3.9. I'm currently using 3.10, mainly just because I'm trying to stay caught up, but also not feel like I'm at the very, very, very oldest version that isn't EOL. Or should I say end of life. But anyways, now you could technically fix this code. And then you could do, like I showed you before, if name is equal to main. Like, just do this. This is so much cleaner. I don't get why people are not doing this. Like, look at what we could accomplish when we make some simple changes. Like, here, I'll even show you, like, the command line interface for this cool little library, too. Like, it should be bad to learn all this. In fact, look, you'll even get, like, a beautiful, like, interface. Like, who doesn't want this? And then, like, you could say, like, oh yeah, what's 1 plus 2? It's gonna tell you it's 3. So, in conclusion to my small, short little video, it is possible to get rid of your skid habits. Now, I guess we could say hypothetically what problem 3 would be is if you're gonna distribute code. I'm going to tell you straight up that Python is not going to be your best choice if you're going to go closed source. Someone could just go in with PY and Extractor or another tool and just yank your code out. Alright, and honestly, PyArmor is only going to do so much to protect you. Like, if you really care about making it executable and not having to require Python, use Rust, use C, use C++, use C#. There are so many better options if you just want to write an exe. C is probably going to be the easiest, and C runs everything under the sun. Now, if you're a beginner, I'm going to recommend you to Rust, even though there are some pros and cons with Rust. Like, I don't like the fact that Rust doesn't allow me to perform interior immutability unlike C. But anyways, I guess I've sort of solved 3 different bad habits. Hopefully, you'll appreciate the time and effort I put into this video. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you on the next video.